Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Okay. The first experience I had when I was a child, my father used to conduct 10 majalis in every Muharram from 1st to 10th. And he used to serve the most delicious breakfast after the majlis. And he used to invite the best alim available. And the alim was very surprised after about 2 or 3 days of majalis. He was surprised and asked my father that when he starts reciting the majlis from the member, from the chair, there were only about 10-15 people. Then, to his surprise, when he gets off from the member and says, Husain, Husain, some 200 people come inside. So he asked my father, where were they? When he recited the majlis, there are only about 15 people. And all of a sudden, Husain, Madam 200 come. And they have delicious breakfast. Very delicious. So my father told the alim, don't worry. He said, from the next day, they all will be there in the majlis. And he announced in the majlis that the breakfast that was being served after the majlis will be served before the majlis. First breakfast and then majlis. So breakfast was arranged and they enjoyed the delicious food, but my father bolted, locked the door from inside. They couldn't go out. They all were there in the majlis. So that's the way the people of the old age were very intelligent. And we tried to be clever, but we couldn't. Salawat bar Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Alhamdulillah, I am in the habit of searching talents. Having lived in Hyderabad for 80 years and being the president of many organizations, I am well known and I get a lot of phone calls. But there are a lot of lazy lads who don't want to work and then start begging with very false information. So I got to take care to see that who they are. And I search for talents. So one of the talents I came across is Kubra. Kubra completed her school while I was the president. And then she expressed her desire to become a doctor. You know, she's a daughter of illiterate parents, totally illiterate. Father and mother do not know ABCD, Alif, Bet, Say, 1, 2, 3, 4, nothing. Very poor, very lazy. So when she expressed, I tried to get her admitted in the school that trains for the medical school entrance. And she just missed by 2 marks. But she got the admission in the dental schools. So she's becoming a dentist. She has done her 2 years now and 3 more years left. So search for the talent is a very interesting method of finding the right people. Then I came across one by name Sohra. She called me and I tried to make sure that she's deserving. She's doing her MBA. So when I spoke to her, she seemed to be very well learned, very talented, very religious. But when I inquired about the parents, I was shocked. My God, you know her father? Sajid. Sajid is very famous in Nawaz. There's nobody better than Sajid in reciting the Nawaz. And he will come exactly at midnight at the door of my house, lie down and recite Nawaz as loud as he can, fully drunk. Fully drunk. Sajid, the drunkard, coming every night and bothering us. The Sunnis and Hindus were getting tired. So every night I had to call the police and the police will take him away. A fully drunk, I can't call him a Mu'min. His daughter is Sohra. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is how history changes. Salawat bar Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Then another experience was Rafiq. His mother was a maid servant with us. He couldn't do school and the mother brought him. He was about 14 years, raw, totally raw. He doesn't know anything. But I had to appoint him, give him a job. That was my job, to see that everybody who comes for a job is given. So he got on the job of just cleaning the tables and giving us water and tea and so on. Nothing special. Then one fine day, he asked me a loan of 300 rupees. I asked him why. He said he'd like to buy an old cycle to supply bread and eggs at the homes every morning and then come to the job. I gave him the loan. After 8 days, he returned. And then he asked me 3,000 rupees. He wanted to take his stall in an exhibition. I gave him, he took his stall, and then he returned. Then he wanted 1 lakh. I asked him why. He said he wanted to put up his stall in Delhi exhibition. He went to Delhi and he returned. And then a year later, he asked me 4 lakhs. I said, why? He said he is going to organize an exhibition. He is going to hire the land and organize an exhibition and let out the space of stalls for people whom he knew. And he did it, and he returned the money. Another 2 years later, he invited me to see the exhibition which he organized. And there was a big freeze wheel. I asked him, where did he get this from? He said, he is rented. I said, how much is the rent? He said, 4 lakhs. Good. And then a year later, again he called me, and there were 2 wheels. I said, how much you are paying for this? He smiled. He smiled. I said, how much do you pay for this rent? He said, these are not rented. He bought it. God Salawat by Muhammad wa alayhi. Believe me or not, he is a millionaire. He is the first person I know in my city who has got his house 2 floors totally air conditioned. Totally air conditioned. No one else has a house like that. This illiterate boy, a dropout from the school, from nothing, is a millionaire. So you have to search the talent. There are talents world over. But we give away the money, whoever comes, and that it goes waste. Salawat bar Muhammad wa alayhi. There is no end to the events that I am coming across. And that's my job. Every day I get a lot of phones, and most of them are the people who are totally lazy. And then they reach the people who are rich, and they get it. So one of those, the donors who give money without inquiring who they are one type. And I belong to the family, Fizza, me, my son and all. We try to know who they are, what are they doing. And then finally either reject or help them out. So talents should be searched. Donations shouldn't go blind. Salawat bar Muhammad wa alayhi. Thank you very much for this opportunity given here. And I look forward to see that this is an evening that I am very pleased, because I am coming across my age people. And also the youngsters. So I wish we have more of these meetings organized and see that we help each other, knowing things which are not in the books, knowing things that are the truth, knowing people who are talented. Salawat bar Muhammad wa alayhi.
एक सलवार जो है रस्तों के लिए भी होना चाहिए, रिजवान रस्तों के लिए बिल्कुल।
I'll share